Greetings, everybody. I can't see y'all. Hold on. Greetings, everybody. I am Battle Wombat Bat, and welcome to Wolfinia. This is episode 257 of my Minecraft survival series, and today we are going to begin putting the final touches on our storage system, because even though we've been working on it for quite a while now, a few consecutive episodes in fact, there is still a little bit left to be done. Quite a bit left to be done, if I'm being honest with y'all. So as of now, it is true that we do have a fully functioning storage system. This thing is up and running, it works, but it doesn't have all the bells and whistles and additional features I want to add to it yet. So, I have compiled a list of things we need to do. I've compiled a shopping list and a to-do list. Now we're going to focus on the to-do list first because I would like to see the storage system fully functional, fully operational before we leave Wolfinia, head out into the world to gather all the resources we don't have as of yet. So, as far as the to-do list goes, we need to add an end section, a compost section, and alternate storage inputs. Alternate storage inputs are the first thing we're going to focus on today. Basically, I want additional points where I can feed items into the storage system. For instance, here at the New Moon Mining Company, we have our old storage input. I would like to see that feed into our new storage system. Additionally, there is an area where we do a lot of villager trading here at the Enchanted Pickaxe, our Mason area, and this area is just completely filled up with stuff. I would like a way to quickly and easily deposit all of our traded goods into the storage system. So I'm thinking we could incorporate all the business district inputs into one water stream to send off to the storage system. Our Mason input, our mine input, and our original storage input. We're just going to route all those over to the Waterside district, to the actual input of our storage system. Because basically all these alternate inputs are going to be is a way to feed items into the main input of our storage system, which is located just down the way here. And as far as linking up these alternate inputs, we could just extend some hoppers off of this and have our water stream basically flow just down this line. It's pretty much a straight shot, actually, to where we want to be. So that should be easy enough to do. Now, we're not going to go and get the water streams in right now because we still need to plan out some other areas and plan out how we're going to link these areas. For instance, I am right now digging a tunnel going from the Mason area over to where our original storage input is, and I think we've come out exactly where I wanted to. Perfect. Now, the business district isn't the only district in which I would like to have an alternate storage input. I'm thinking one in every district might be a good idea. And that's because I don't want to have to come back here to the Waterside district to input items whenever I get my inventory full of items. I want to have a convenient place to just drop them all into, depending on where in Wolfinia we're actually working. And if we had that, it would be very convenient. I'm just saying. I am very, very lazy. You guys should know this about me. We're done unloading, right? We're done unloading. Excellent. Alright, I'm going to keep items flowing through this storage system. I need to get some stuff put away here, and then we're going to talk about where else we're going to have our alternate inputs. Oh my goodness, sir! Could I get you to vacate this area, please? I'm trying to do some planning here, trying to do some work. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Could you get out, please? I said out, please! I said please! Oh my goodness. Why are you ridiculous? Why are you the way that you are? What is it? You want some swimming facilities here in Wolfinia? I'll build you some swimming facilities. Because I tell you what, this fountain right here, this is not the proper venue for that particular activity. Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, excellent. Love you. Bye. Guarantee he's going to be back in here before the episode's over. Okay, now as I was saying, I want storage system inputs in all the districts of Wolfinia. We know where the business district one is going to be. We have our Waterside district one in place. I'm thinking we need one here in the farm district as well, and I'm thinking probably the farmer's market here at the center of the farm district is as good a place as any for it. It's just a matter of figuring out where it would need to go. Alright, I'm thinking right here is probably the best place for it. because this is easily accessible in the maintenance area of the farmer's market. We just feed items down through this hopper into a dropper, which shoots them into a water stream and carries them pretty much right next door to the Waterside District. Easy enough. And then, as far as our Wolfen's Labs Quarantine District alternate input, we're going to definitely get some use out of this one as we build out the Quarantine District. This is probably the most central area, but I'm thinking the hub is maybe the best place for it. I don't know, I'm gonna go and just kind of look around here real quick, and oh my goodness, this thing is active right now. I'm gonna go and just try to scout out the area, figure out the best place for it, and I will let you know what I decide. All right, I've got it. I know where it's going to be. It's going to be in the storage area. This is the areas area, right? And this is the storage area of the areas area, which is the accommodations, recreation, entertainment, and storage area. Kind of makes sense to have the storage input in the storage area. And it actually should be really easy to route this one as well. We'll have the dropper in the backstage area here, kind of shooting items into a water stream that we can divert right down this way, in fact, over to the storage input in the Waterside District, because we have very convenient access from here. Now, I don't know that we're going to need an alternate storage input at the approach. If we do, I will consider that at a later date. But I do know that we're going to need one, possibly two over here in the outer districts of Wolfinia, where we will be doing a lot of work in the future. I think in particular on this side right here, we do have a lot of stuff that needs to go into storage. So this is going to be a necessity. I was thinking probably along the outer wall here, which, you know, obviously doesn't exist, would be a good spot for it. But it's kind of hard to decide if there is no wall here, isn't it? All right, new plan, new plan. We're going to start building up the inner wall of the outer district here. That way I can decide where the storage input is actually going to go. If we're going to be building up this wall right here, it would also make sense that we go over to the other side of the outer district and build up the sister wall on this side. So we're going to be putting the alternate storage input thing on hold till a little bit later in the episode, and first get up some walls. So as we continue working on our new big project here in Wolfinia, the storage system, we are also going to be making additions to the longest running big project here in the city as well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and assume that most of you guys know how the whole wall process works, because this is something that we have been working on for years here in Wolfinia. I think what we're going to do, instead of me talking you through any of this process, is just go ahead and call the drone on out here, put on a little bit of music, crap, and get to work. welcome back, everybody. At this point, we have made some additions to Wolfinia's walls. You can see the insides of the walls over there. We actually now have all of the inner walls of the outer districts done. And this was actually more than I planned on doing, because I was just planning on building out this section of wall right here, thinking the alternate storage input would go somewhere along this section of wall. But I don't know, there's just a lot going on here, so ultimately I decided to put the input right here. Now, I had to build out this section of wall before actually deciding that the input would go right here, but once I built that out, I decided the inputs would go in these corners right here. Does that make sense? I hope so. Once I've been at this for too long, it gets to this point where I'm not even completely sure of what I'm saying, so hopefully you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. But we also got the walls over here done as well, and we also have the storage input on this side. Now, both of these storage inputs are fully operational. In fact, we can go ahead and throw some items into here, and they will get spit out by a dropper into non-existent water streams because we don't actually have the water streams taking these items to where they need to go. But you can see now how all this is going to work, kind of. Crap, now I have to wait down here for all my torches to spit out. Alright, I'll be back with you guys in a few minutes. So, as of right now, I'd say we're probably halfway through the episode and we have completed nothing on the list. Okay. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Progress is slow sometimes. With me, it's slow often. Let's go ahead and move down the list a little bit to our composter section and also to our end section, which is, this needs to go right here. Now this is part of our multi-item sorter. Unfortunately, the redstone for this is all done. We just need to put in our botanical refuse to be composted into this chest right here, and our end stuff to be sorted and sent off to storage into this chest right here. Then, of course, we're going to need to get our water streams in to bring these items to where they need to go. As far as the composter, though, we are going to have to divert that to somewhere where we can actually compost our stuff. Let me kind of figure out where that's going to be. All right, I have thoughts, I have ideas, I have plans, and I have botanical refuse. So, first things first, we need to go ahead and input some stuff into our multi-item sorter, just items to be sorted. I do have more than just stuff that's going to go into our composter section. But basically, what's going to go in here is stuff that we may come across on our adventures that I do not want going into the overflow system. And yes, I know some of this stuff is tradable, but we produce our own crops. So, you know, we don't really need outside stuff. In fact, from this point forward, outside food and drink is prohibited in Wolfinia, at least for trading purposes. Now, not all of these things I have in my inventory right now are going to go into the composter, because I did find some stuff, I did stumble across some stuff that we're going to be putting in other areas of the storage system. So all this stuff that's on me now, this is not stuff that's going to end up going into the composter, okay? This is stuff that I'm going to want to keep for other purposes, which means I do need to find a place for it elsewhere in our storage system. And I do think it would fit in nicely, or at least most of it would fit in nicely in our miscellaneous foliage section. So, we can go ahead, and I already have sweet berries, so we don't need to add that. But the mushrooms, definitely. And I will actually need to get some brown mushroom blocks as well. So I'll head over to Apostate Island and procure some of those. But as you can see, this, the sorting, the figuring out where everything needs to go, this is going to be an ongoing process as I continue to stumble across more and more blocks and resources that I have not yet accounted for. Hey, are dragon heads stackable? They are stackable. Okay, you know what? We're going to be accounting for dragon heads in our multi-item sorting as well. I guess they would probably go in the mob drop section, right? I know they're not technically a mob drop since we do pick them up in the end. They would probably fit better in the end section. But we do have the mob heads in the mob drop section. So maybe, just for consistency, we'll go ahead and store those in here. Now right now I am going and collecting my end stuff. There is some end stuff that I don't have in Wolfinia that I would like to make a place for in the storage system, despite the fact that we probably won't end up using any of it. For instance, those little End City banners. I want some of those. Now, I suppose while we're out here at the End City looking for these banners, which I believe are like right out here, yep, we can go ahead and collect some of these purple blocks because we are going to need some to build the little end store where we're going to be storing all of our end stuff as an extension of our storage system, as a little different section of our storage system, right? So, probably better to go ahead and collect this stuff rather than have to craft it out of my chorus fruit, because I'd rather use that for stuff like end rods. Alright, I think we're probably good at this point. We got our end stuff. Let's go ahead and go home and get this stuff in the sorters. And at this point, I am thinking our end stuff is going to be solely multi-item sorted, since we're probably not going to get a ton of this stuff. I'm not going to be keeping any of it in bulk storage. I do have a space in bulk storage right now for our end stone and for our end stone bricks, but I am going to take that out just so we can have all our end stuff in one spot and not have it take up any more space than it needs to. So now, with all our items to be sorted, placed in their chests, we can go ahead and start making the water streams to bring these items up to where they need to go. So we're going to be working on our composter here first, and we're going to first need to bring these items somewhere to be composted. You know what? We'll just do it right here. This seems like as good a spot as any. Crap! I'm stuck! Let me out! Stop it! Worst jacuzzi ever. So once we get another bucket of water in here, we will have our water stream going from the multi-item sorter for the composter to the composter. And then after that, we're going to run a line taking the bone meal from the composter to the, I guess, beginning of the storage system. Because the bone meal does have a place in our storage system, so it's probably just going to have to cycle through the whole thing again. But that's fine. We'll get that in once we get the alternate storage input water streams in. So you just connect to one of those. Now, as far as getting our water streams in for our end section, we do need to figure out where we're going to store that stuff. Now, I do imagine that this area is going to be kind of like a little mall with a bunch of different stores back here for different items. Basically the same idea as the ore store right here. We'll just have a bunch of different places all around the Waterside District where we can store different categories of items and keep them somewhat organized, right? Now, as far as where we're going to put the end store, I'm thinking maybe not on this side. Now that I think about it, the Nether stuff is over here, Wolfen's Labs is over here. Wolfen's Labs deals with the more interdimensional stuff. So maybe, maybe we could use this area down here as a place to store the end stuff. That might be a better option. We also have our mob drop section over here where we keep our blaze rods, so that will definitely help with the crafting of end rods. That might work. Yep, you know what? It's settled. I thought about it for a good 5-10 seconds, and I think this is a great location for our end shop. You know, we are now approaching the end of the episode, and I have yet to cross anything off my to-do list. We're going to need to make some progress here. So we now have a place to run our water stream for our end storage, and basically this is going to be the end storage area. We're going to decorate it, put up some ugly end blocks, make an ugly little end shop over here. Apologies if you like end blocks, I'm just bitter because I don't know how to build with them. In addition to that though, we are going to need to get our alternate storage inputs in place, run the water streams for those, and also we're going to need to build our water stream for our composter and basically link all that stuff up to our main storage input. So at this point, we've got quite a bit of work ahead of us and we need to get it done. So let's put on some music, call the drone on over here, and get to work. Welcome back, everybody. We have crossed all the items off our to-do list, so we'll go through them one by one, starting with our end store right here. And look at this beautiful monstrosity. Complete with 10, count them, 10 double chests of potential end storage space, including room for all our coarse stuff. I got the coarse flowers on me right now because I'm going to run these and our wheat seeds through the multi-item sorter in just a minute to give you guys a little demonstration of how this area and the composter work. I also added a little furnace over here that we can pop some coarse fruit, mix that with our blaze rods over here so that we can get some end rods and actually have this area be at least somewhat useful. Now, you will notice as we go down here, we have added some water streams. This one is for the end stuff. This one goes the opposite direction from the outer district alternate storage input crap over to the waterside district main storage input. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and input these items into the multi-item sorter just so we can see the composter and the end section at work. Crap! I missed my landing. You guys are making me nervous. That's fine. Alright, items are in there. We'll just go down here and wait for them to make their way over. I see some lights approaching. That means any second now we're going to see some wheat seeds shoot out of there. There they go, up over into the composter where they will be converted into bone meal. And then once we do get some bone meal, that will get shot up through there into this water stream, which comes from the outer district and makes its way over into our main storage input over there. So that's basically how the composting system works. Once the wheat seeds stop flowing through here, then I'll be able to show you the end section. All right, I think we're done with the wheat seeds, so we should see the end stuff popping up here now. There go our coarse flowers getting shot up here. They're going to make their way all the way around to the end section where we have our end storage build that we just made. And we'll go ahead and make our way over there just to make sure they actually get to where they need to be and that I didn't mess up the water stream somehow. Because honestly, as of right now, it's just turning into this tangled mess of packed ice and glass. And it's really difficult to tell what's going on. But we're good. We are indeed good. Excellent. But now it is time to go ahead and take a quick peek at our alternate storage inputs and just make sure all of those items make their way to where they need to go. So we'll go ahead and start with the item input over here in the enchanted pickaxe in our stonemason area. Right here on this wall, we'll throw a couple granite in here for now because we're just testing things out, right? And these weren't all meant to be used at the same time, but we're going to go ahead and use them all at the same time. So throwing a couple more granite into our original storage input. This feeds into the same water stream. Actually, all the storage inputs feed into the same water stream. I forgot to put the one in over at Wolfen's Labs. Maybe we'll kick off next episode by getting that one in. It completely slipped my mind. But we did get one here in the farm district in, so we can go ahead and input a couple granite here as well. And then we'll move on to the outer districts for our last two alternate storage inputs. Of course, we have one located right over here. And the reason why I don't want to input too much stuff into these is because all these feed into the same water stream, which feeds into the same hopper. Therefore, it's probably easy to overload. But under normal circumstances, that's not going to be an issue. At least it shouldn't be an issue. We're not going to be flying all over the city inputting stuff into different inputs. We're probably just going to be working in one place, loading stuff into one, where the items coming through here will be regulated in their flow, right? Anyway, once items do start coming along here, they're going to start making their way over here. This is the water stream coming from the enchanted pickaxe. You can see we got double the items coming in. These ones, should be coming in from the outer district. Hopefully, yes they are. They just drop right into that same water stream. And then if we make our way over to the opposite side, we can see, I nearly killed myself doing that. We can see the items coming in from this outer district and also the farm district, which is, let's not fly. Let's not use rockets. Let's just walk over there. How about that? The farm district input comes from right over here. You see the items doubled up from that. I don't want this. Then all of those items just make their way into the storage system through this hopper right here and basically just get stored as usual, just like everything else. So, with that, I think we've hit every item on our to-do list. Let's go ahead and just cross them off. We made our end section. We added alternate storage inputs to the storage system, and we added a compost section. So, I mean, aside from some odds and ends, all that's left to do is to go shopping, to go and find all the resources we need to fill out all the empty spaces in our storage system. And maybe, just maybe, we'll work on that next episode. So, we have made some pretty good progress today, I would say, not just regarding the storage system, which is almost fully functional, but also regarding Wolfinia as a whole. We've gotten all these walls around here, which is honestly not something I was expecting to do this episode, but is a huge, huge bonus, and I am liking it. But that's going to do it for us today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more of Wolfinia, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Beetroot Soup, and I will see you guys later.